Well, you guys, I thought I'd make a little setup video. I normally don't like those kind of things, but you know what? It can be interesting to see the little idiosyncrasies that somebody has when setting up boards. So now you're gonna get a chance to see mine. But currently, I've been riding this 8-inch, it's just a generator blank. So generator, BBS. We've talked about this in woodshop threads. This is just your 8-inch blank, and I have loved this deck. But anyways, I'm about to set up a new one now, and I've got a totally rad skateboards. Totally rad skates. Totally rad skates. But as it turns out, they actually get these decks from Generator. And this just happens to be an 8-inch generator board. So it's the same deck I've just been riding, which I'm pretty stoked about. I actually like riding the same deck twice because you get super used to it. And then when you set up the crispy new one, all of a sudden, it's like you're super used to it and it's awesome again. I'm gonna pass this off to my assistant to go disassemble for me. Okay, on this setup, if you didn't see those, I had some Venture Highs. We're gonna be running with those. They are almost brand new. They're like 5 days old. I am also gonna be riding them with some Bones Street Tech formula. These are the 99A, I believe. Yes, and they're also unwashed. So something you guys might not know is that all the STFs, like the Bones, they wash those wheels. They literally send them off and have them washed to be bright white, because there was a time when people wouldn't ride wheels if they weren't bright white. But they're starting to skip that step, and I'm really interested to see if they feel any different than the STFs, because I've always wondered if that process of washing the wheel actually does something to the urethane. This one's left the nice natural color like a Formula 4. Which, back in the 90s and early 2000s, we would have said, gross, get that yellow wheel out of here. Bunch of trend followers we are. I'm out of the Mob M80 that I usually like to ride, so I've got this sheet of pig grip. It feels grippy enough, so hopefully that doesn't let me down. I'm going for some blingy gold pig bolts. And I'm riding Bones China Reds. We'll get into why I'm doing all this stuff as we set it up. Alright, so first off, gripping the board. Nothing fancy here, guys. This pig grip feels thicker. I bet it's heavier. Anyways, I like to go about half a sheet here. I always line it up from this side. And start pressing. You know, 8-inch boards are so much easier to do than like an 8.5 or an 8.75. Also, the more concave there is in a board, the harder it is. Especially if there's a lot of concave across the nose or tail. That's why you see so many people with wrinkles on their grip these days, which I just can't handle. So hopefully I don't do that by accident just to make a fool of myself in my video. Bubbles, get out. And I've worked my way down here. Starting from the middle, working my way out. Stuck to my shirt. Alright. Hey helper, I need that new silver tool. Some people like to take the stickers off their boards, you know, when there's one of those warning stickers. I never take that off, that's a waste of time. Oi, helper, where's that tool? Alright, thank you. So this silver tool that I finally bought because of all these ventures I've been riding, it's got one of them files, a grip file. So what I've been doing before I had that is I've just been using my knife, and I've actually just been pressing down like that, because all I need is just to be able to see the outline. But now I got this file thing. Let's see if I like that. It's different. I mean, it works well, but it's different. I don't like things that are different. I was used to my system. Okay, I actually found that pretty clumsy compared to what I usually do, which, like I said, I just run that around and it's really easy. Anyways, it's always good to have a nice sharp knife here. Oh, helper needs the tool back. Here you go. It really bugs me when I don't have a nice straight line here. Okay, that's that. So a lot of people, they sand the edge of this down and they sand their grip and they do all these things. I don't do anything. This is done. If I do anything, maybe I'll just run the edge of that around here like so. But it doesn't need it. It's stuck down. Nothing. And I like my grip as sticky as it can be. So there's no way I'm going to sand that. I just don't understand how people can do that. This stuff feels pretty good actually, this pig grip. Alright, next we got to poke the holes through here. Now I just like to use a nail. I've got like a 3-inch galvanized nail. I find it's just nice and quick. I don't like to mess around with the bolts or have any fancy tricks. I just want it done quickly and nicely. Okay, hardware. Hardware. So I am a Phillips guy. I actually don't like using the Allen key anymore. There's a reason for this. I'm a carpenter. I always have a drill handy and I always have Phillips bits handy. I also always have screwdrivers handy. So yeah, I don't like using an Allen wrench. And the other thing is, because I'm a carpenter, I don't strip them. I know how to use them properly. All right, let's get these in here. Fancy gold bolts. Ooh, I love it. I don't know how long they'll stay gold for though. Ugh. Oh yeah, sometimes before I do that, I actually put the nail back through and I ream it out a little bit just to make it easier to get the hardware in. I was struggling there. Hey, you finished, didn't you? All right. Venture highs. I've been struggling with these trucks, but I'm making a video, so I gotta ride them. I'm also hoping that the new deck is gonna make the Venture highs a little more manageable. I've been riding that other one for 6 weeks. Can you guys believe it? 6 weeks. Me. That's the longest I've ridden a board in ages, but it just stayed so nice and crispy. And also I was skating inside at the Ultimate Warehouse for most of the month, so that made it not wear down quickly. It still had plenty of pop. It's just the grip was starting to go and it was getting a little bit razor-tailed. Alright guys, nothing fancy here, you know, just Venture highs, the standards, 8.0. And like I said, the reason I'm doing these is because I'm making a video and you know, I'm just gonna have to struggle through these tall, hefty pop, heavy feeling trucks. This deck, if it's the exact same as the one I just had, this deck is actually kind of steep with a 14 1/4 wheelbase, which makes it a challenge on these trucks. These trucks would work way better for me on a 14-inch wheelbase. I've been making a video and not paying attention. I put my back truck on the front. I can't do it. Even though these are only 4 days old, I can't do it. It's harder to go the other way. I never go this way. My messed up arthritic carpenter hands. I told you they don't work. I have good gross motor skills on my hands, but my fine motor skills are not that good. I've had so many wrist injuries. 4 broken wrists on this side, 3 broken forearms on this side, and then, you know, 15 years in the trades have done a number on my arms. But I still skate. All right, let's try this new silver tool. Let's see how this works. Where's that screwdriver? Oh, that is money well spent. But you know what? That was also time consuming. I always set up with a drill. So I go until it's snug and then do the rest of it this way. And I go till it's just flush, just the tiniest bit above flush. Love these gold hardware. Oh, let's do that with my right hand next time. That was a lot of work with my really bad wrist. So I do the final tightening from this side so that I don't spin and twist the grip tape. I hate the way that looks. Oh, I did it on that one though. Oh, I'll knot it up. It's okay, my foot will flatten it out. Telling you guys, that wasn't on purpose. Come on, you can do it. Work, fingers. Ah, there we go. Thank you. There. Yeah, you want fingers that work? I don't know, don't do anything with them. It's making my drill go backwards. Why is it doing that? Oh man. Alright, old school. It works. I like this new tool. I really should have bought one ages ago. Alright, we're most of the way there. Alright you guys, it's wheel time, wheel and bearing time. Why did I choose these Bones V3s? So I chose them because they're such a nice skinny wheel, and I haven't ridden a nice skinny wheel in a long time. You know, the Spitfire Classics, while they may be skinny, they're not as skinny as these. And I just wanted to see how they felt again, especially in the new formula. Okay, next up, bearings. Why did I choose China Reds? They're not a particularly fancy bearing. I'll tell you why I chose them. Because they're good enough. They're cheap and they're good enough. You know, I do wish they came with spacers though. Even though I don't actually tighten my wheels up enough to engage the spacers, I still wish they came with them. These feel soft, just poking my thumbnail into them. I'm always graphics in. I'm a 90s guy. I find that graphics out stuff too distracting. And for this, I like to go until it is not snug. I don't go until it's snug. What I do is I go until there's just like a hair of play, and then I let it firm up as I ride it. That little bit of slack that I left will get a bit bigger, and then by the end of a session I'll probably give them one more little tiny turn. Yeah, these feel soft. No treads on them either. I'm wondering how they're gonna feel being so narrow and soft feeling. Hopefully they're not weirdly grippy. They're super shiny too. It's crazy. Like, really shiny. I'm hoping though that these feel good on all that slick concrete and ramp skin. What the heck's that stuff called? Skate light. I'm hoping that these feel kind of grippy on the skate light compared to a Formula 4, because I've been skating in there a lot these days. Almost there. can't pick up the washer. There we go. All right, check that out. Those are some tall and skinny wheels. I bet this thing's gonna be really poppy and snappy if I can get these trucks off the ground. I'm looking forward to riding this. I'm gonna show you guys some of the tricks that I've been kind of working on here. What's been working. This board is feeling crisp, by the way. What I'm working on these days is I'm working on getting my pop onto this ledge, switch, and nollie. This place is chock full of people today, and it's like, it's not skaters, so they're just all over the place and in the way. Oh. I'm actually not finding the Venture Highs to be so heavy anymore. This deck is like so crisp, so steep, and actually kind of lightish feeling that I'm digging it right now. Now I want to get on to my session real soon, but I want to give you guys 5 minutes of flip tricks with no frame changing. So we're just going to set it up in one spot and see what we can bang out. Pardon? Oh. 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 Having a hard time not getting ghost pop, or like, I don't know, I just have to wing it so hard. Fakey trays, I always get those with ghost, I always get ghost pop on those words. I just got challenged to do a 3-shove. Finally. Well, I could go on, you guys, but I really want to get some skating in before this light disappears and really like get the feel for this board. So if you couldn't see it, the nose is pretty ghost poppy for me on these Venture Highs. This is a beautiful shape though. I love this deck. It's got like not too blunt, not pointy at all kicks. They're super steep, really stiff, like beautifully stiff. This one actually feels even a little bit steeper than the one I had. I think this must be the top press. I thought I had a top press one before. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, skateboards are pressed in stacks of 4 or 5 at most wood shops, and the toppest decks in the stack will have the steepest concave and the lower ones will be a little mellower. You won't notice it much between model to model, but a 1 to a 5 is pretty noticeable. But yeah, this deck's good. These wheels are feeling nice and nimble, little, quite grippy, but because they're thin, they still slide. Anyways, you guys, I gotta get my session on. Like I said, light's running out. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. Till the next video.